Bueller, Bueller, anybody there? Hey, Jamie, welcome in. There is no set discussion today. Just waiting for a few more people to come in. I know there are a couple of other streams going on right now, and that's okay. But if people want to pop in here and just chat, that's why I went live. Clearly, I'm not very good at chit-chatting just by myself with nothing coming up on the screen to respond to, so long moments of awkward silences are my specialty. So, Jamie, I know I have seen your name periodically in chats, but I don't know that I actually, know you. Hi, Becky. Welcome in. So, feel free to tell me who you are. I know who Becky is. In the meantime, I guess I will just say I've seen some stuff going on, as usual, in this community. It seems like there is always something. And I'm nobody's mother in the community, but I am a mother. And it frustrates me to no end to see some of the stuff being said or things being done. And I know I cannot solve any of the problems by myself. There is no way. Okay, Becky. But I wanted to maybe try to have a respectful forum for anyone who wants to come in and express their point of view. I'm not going to say with no judgment because I have no control over what anybody else thinks or feels. But I want to be able to have a respectful discussion amongst people because in my view, the overwhelming desire of everyone in the SPTV community is to end Scientology. And there are so many things that are going on that are distracting people. Jamie, I am Jamie Pimentel. I live in the Bronx. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to show this. In and I cannot see. My eyes, by the way, are still watering like crazy, so it's making it really hard for me to see stuff when I bring it up on the screen. So just FYI, and I'll probably have to say that like 1,000 times today. Um, you're, I am what is known as a train and bus buff enthusiast, and I stumbled on your channel. Oh, well, welcome, Jamie. I am happy to have you here. Um, I'm I can't say I'm an enthusiast. I am a user of trains and buses, if that counts for anything. Um, I have never been a driver, so I've always had to rely on trains and buses. So the only thing I drive is my scooter, and it's a mobility scooter, so it's not even cool. Anyway, welcome, and I hope you enjoy your time with me. And let me just say also that today's stream is not typical of what I normally do on my channel. It's kind of a special needs situation, in my opinion. Yes, abolish Scientology cult. I agree 100% with that. And I'm just going to keep that up for a while. And Becky, I don't know if you saw, I did put a link in the chat for anyone if they want to join me. If you want to join me, you are welcome to. Jamie, you're kind of new to all this, but if you want to join too, that's cool too. I can put the link in again for ease, so you don't have to scroll up. But I just want to kind of make this a semi-open forum. It's not open to trolls, but it is open to members of the anti-Scientology community. This, I guess, is my effort to try to calm the waters for now. Or, yeah, try. Because I don't have a magic wand. I can't wiggle my nose like Bewitched. I do not have magic powers. I just have me and hopefully common sense and 2 good ears and only 1 mouth that sometimes works. So I just want people to maybe explain why they're feeling the way that they're feeling, and see if we can, I don't know, maybe mediate is the right or wrong word. I don't really honestly know right now. I just want people to come to a peaceful state so that we can just fight Scientology and not each other. Hi, J-Bat. Welcome in. J-Bat, I gave no notice to any of my regular mods. Would you be cool if I made you a temporary mod for today? Because I don't know where they are and what they're up to right now, and I don't want to expect that they're just going to show up. But I know you're a good mod, and I know you'll keep things calm in the chat. I just want to be able to have someone available to manage any trolls. Oh, thank you so much. Let me just see what I can do here. Add as moderator. There we go. All right. There. Should be done. Thank you very much, J-Bat. Okay. Hello, Miss Becky.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. Okay. How are you doing? And why am I not seeing you on my screen?
I don't have a camera on. I'm a hot mess today. But I don't know why I'm not on your screen.
Honey, have you seen me today? I was not ready for this today. Okay, I don't know
It's
why
just
it's
been
doing
one
what
of
it's doing.
those days. I don't know. I
It's
can see you and I can see me at the bottom.
oh, can you?
Yeah, I
Okay,
can see
well,
that both in me.
that's a start. Here, let me see what I can do here. Let's
Is it
try.
maybe
Oh,
that? I
that's not
think you're
doing it.
full screen. Is it that you're full screen?
Maybe. Let me see what I can do here. Let's try this. Nope, that's not doing it.
I am of no help to you.
Honey, it's okay. I am so used to taking over Nora's technical issues. This is, apparently she is doing better on the streams that I have seen with her technical issues. I think that's because they have migrated to me and they're taking up residence, and it is what it is,
Technical
right?
titans or titans, or how do you even pronounce that word?
Technical issues?
No, that body titans, titans,
Oh, body
titans,
thetans. Thetans,
titans. There you
yes.
go.
Thetans, yeah.
Yeah, you can tell the Mexican came out in me today.
Hey, you know, I mean, I've got Hungarian invasion, so
Oh wow.
yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
I
Yeah.
have native, as you know, I have native from Mexico
Yeah.
and a little bit of everything else that is a mutt around Mexico. you know, it. I just have it all. But yeah, my grandparents on my mother's side were native uh, Huasteca or Purepecho.
Uh-huh.
Same thing.
Okay. I
But
just want to make sure, sorry,
mhm.
that other people can hear you. I can hear you just fine, but since I can't get you on my screen, your little talking speaker, I want to make sure that the chat can hear you. So somebody give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, because I mean it's
I
great that
wonder
Becky and
if
I can hear each other.
it says extra camera, share screen, presentation, local videos, settings. I don't know. I don't see.
Okay, no, you.
No,
I have
I
you
don't.
set up to join me. So I don't know what's happening.
It
Oh,
says
I got
mirror camera. I
somebody.
don't know what
Oh,
that
hi,
means.
Nico. Okay. Hang on. That's okay. Don't worry about that. Well, there's Nico. Okay, I guess it's because you don't have your camera on, Becky, because I was able to
Ah,
bring
gotcha.
Nico on just fine. So it's the three of us now for the moment. And so I just did this impromptu stream, Nico, because I keep seeing some stuff going on. I can't see what your mug says. Sorry.
Isn't it Bugs Bunny?
It didn't say anything. I've just showed my Scootermom
Oh,
number.
oh,
Oh, okay.
it's a me, Mario.
Okay.
Me, Nico.
Thank you, J-Bat. Thank you. Um, oh, okay. Thank you, Jamie. Sorry.
Well, I've just been
Uh,
watching two long streams, so I just thought I want to
Mm-hmm.
relax my poor brain a little bit with you people.
oh, well, good
Uh-oh.
luck. I don't, yeah, I don't know how this one's going to work out, so we're just going to cross our fingers and hope. Um,
Whew.
I've been seeing some stuff going on. I think it's probably too early in the stream for me to say the word I wanted to say. In the community again. And it's got me
That's
feeling a little frustrated.
Mhm.
And I ordinarily I do try to keep as neutral as I can because I like a lot of different people and the things that they do in the
Yeah.
community. And I don't want someone making an assumption that because I like one person over here, that means I don't like other people over here because I'm
Yep.
not that person. Hi, Journey. Welcome in.
Hey, Journey.
So I just see people continuing to have this battle of one team over another. And I personally just like to think of us all as one big team. Uh, and we don't all have to get along, and nobody is going to like everything about
Mhm.
everyone. But I don't understand why we can't keep the main focus on ending Scientology. I can work with just about anyone as long as their goal is to end Scientology. There are most certainly people in this community that I don't like a lot of what they have done. I personally would not want to be standing beside them, but that doesn't mean that I don't want them to succeed in their
Exactly.
efforts to end Scientology. So that's where I'm coming from. Hi, Afila.
Yeah, if I can add to that, I mean, I've even wrote a little essay which I put on the Safe Space Discord about tribalism, which I see reoccur all the time. I'm trying not to use too fancy words because then my tongue will twist itself. But thing is, people tend to forget that we kind of build your own image of who we see on the screen.
Yep.
You only see a
Mhm.
fraction of a person and what they do during their
Yep.
daily life and everything. And I mean, like, let's take one person which has been very divisive for many people, DOA.
Mhm.
He has a court appearance coming up, or has had,
Yep.
I don't know which, I
He
don't keep,
just had one.
yeah. So that court case, if he wins, that would hurt the Scientology,
Yep.
which
Yeah.
means that would benefit us.
Yep.
Yep.
Whatever he does against Becky, you, me, or someone else is something different.
Yep.
I think it's time that people start to keep apples and oranges separate because, I mean, you can
Yeah.
support one thing a person does. This isn't either or. So, I
Yeah.
mean, people tend to get too tribal. It has to be like there used always be some people in look or need of a leader or someone to tell them where to go.
Yeah.
I prefer to just sit on my own spot and think for myself.
Yep.
I might not like everything everyone does, and I surely know that people will not like me or accept anything I say or do. That's a
Mhm.
given.
Yep.
That's a famous word I've just used today. But so if you just focus the eyes on the prize, what are we in for? We're into end the cult,
Mhm.
and we are each unique individuals.
Yep.
That means we have personal skills and weaknesses. That means also we each do things different ways.
Yep.
So of course, some people won't like the way you do things as or me like what they do.
Mhm.
But if we keep eyes on the prize and
Yep.
stop this tunnel vision, I mean, some people are very, very invested. So if they feel some people don't do things the way they expect them to, they f-
Yep.
they get hurt or they get angry or they start to react. And I think that's part of the problem. And then another very, very important thing that I also brought up in these chats I was part of before is that we are adult grown up people. Hello, Johnny.
Hi,
And
Journey.
we
Hello,
tend to
Hey,
forget that
Journey.
these people
Mhm.
out of the cult, I mean, especially second and third gens, that means they are
Yep.
born into a cult. They are born
Yeah.
into a world that isn't ours.
Yep.
That means they are still learning, finding the feet. They are trying to adapt to this society. I mean, if you've been out for 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, that means basically you are at that stage of human evolution. I mean, you are like a kid at that age because it is human to learn by making mistakes and
And
errors.
remember, they have been trained to be assholes.
Yeah.
They really have.
Yeah,
It's going
yeah.
to take a long time if they ever do get that out of their systems.
I would almost say that they're almost being vaccinated with
Hi,
some kind
pup.
of narcissist bug, almost, because Scientology is very narcissistic. It's all about
Yeah.
Hmm.
being this elite and put
Yep.
and look down on anyone else. And I mean, coming with that perspective out from a very destructive organization, you can't expect miracles from people. I mean, some people will make mistakes,
Yep.
but we have a two-dimensional picture of people. We don't see the depth. We don't know what they're struggling with, and we keep forgetting that. And most important, we tend to forget there will always be people in the background or in the gray, as I say, who
Hmm.
will manipulate. And especially
Yeah.
if you have trauma, you are very emotionally motivated and acting. So that means also that if someone finds your triggers,
Yep.
they can push you whichever way they want. I
Yep.
just want to bring that one out because I feel sometimes people tend to, oh, you have to follow this, you have to like this. I mean, if everyone just sit down, think for yourself, count to
Yeah.
10 and think what is really going on here, I think people would calm down. And I don't like to see people making videos to respond to other videos. I rather see people talk it out your in between you. I'm not going to
Yeah.
be a spectator unless I'm not directly involved. I don't want to have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
We have a goal. Bring that fucking cult down. Sorry for my French, but that's what we are in for.
I think we're in far enough now.
Yeah. Well, sorry for my rant,
let,
but I
let
felt the
me
fire.
let me
I'm not
respond to that.
monetized anyway, so what do I care?
Neither.
Let me respond to that, saying the responding videos. And I'm going to speak for myself. Um, Sometimes you feel like you have to defend yourself or the attacks will never stop.
Yeah.
And I've tried not to respond. I've tried to ignore. I've tried, but then the lies keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you need to debunk them and say, you know what? I up until now, I think I've stayed. Do I respond? Yes, I'm human. If the other person, whether let's say me and Sir Crepitus get into an argument, and he's on YouTube, which would never happen, but he's on YouTube and talking to me through YouTube. And I try to talk to him outside of YouTube, but his
Hmm.
only way of talking to me is through YouTube, then that's going to be the form of communication. Because what happens is I stayed quiet for a long time.
Yeah.
I've tried, and as far as the details, I'm not talking about as my reactions, as far as the details of what happened in the background, because
Hmm.
I didn't feel the need, I didn't want to add another layer as to what was going on. But then these outrageous accusations came out, and it's like, okay, I don't want to do this, but let me start bringing out my receipts because it seems that if you allow a lie to continue and continue, it keeps festering. Now, all these innuendos that I saw in the chat, and I responded to one of them that some people don't want his case to be won, and I'm talking about DOA. Some people, and that's not true. Because at the end of the day, whatever issue Scott and I have is small compared to um, the shit that's out there with Scientology. Let me just be myself. The stuff that's out there with Scientology to me is a hell of a lot bigger than whatever issue Scott and I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so if they tell me, you know what, he won his case, and out of winning this case, this is what we found out. Fucking fantastic. I mean, it's not that um I, I don't dislike Scott more than I dislike Scientology, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And at
Yeah.
the end of the day, I've always said it, and if you guys can find anywhere where Becky says, don't go support him, if you can find anywhere where Becky says, I want him to fail when it comes to protesting Scientology, then let me know.
I think I've
And
never heard you say that, so that I can agree. I just want to put in there quickly. Sorry for
no,
interrupting you.
no.
That
It's okay. I want to give
when I
Carrie Ann a
move it,
chance to speak too,
yeah,
folks.
Oh, Carrie
yeah.
Ann. Hey, Carrie
Hey, Korean.
Ann.
Just to say that never accept an invite to someone's sandbox because they will beat you with home turf advantage. Another thing is, if someone chooses to use a public media as a battleground, that fight is already lost in one way because that means you are already on the defense and you have to defend yourself. It's one thing to put up your receipts and your facts as you have done, but still, will those that has watched the previous stream see your stream or not? We never know. So that means basically each stream is one stream basically. And if you do you and you do your stuff because you are marvelous, Becky, I have to say that. Says go for Carrie Ann and Scooter too, and many
Thank
others
you.
here. But the less you respond to others and the more you stick to yourself, the less you are manipulated or controlled by them. Because if you are forced to be on the defense, that means you lose time and energy for things you could be doing instead.
I
That's just
agree.
Yeah.
my point.
And this is something that I guess I need people to understand.
Yeah.
And I've said it to many of the other creators that I speak to. Um, I don't hate anyone. To me, hate is a waste of energy. I've only given that energy to one person in my whole entire life, to the point where I wake up and start thinking, gee, I wish this person. No, 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 no. You see, I wake up and it's like, damn, my back hurts. Oh shoot, let me go visit mom. Let me. So I don't wake up every day with this. I want to tear this person down. Not him, not anybody.
You know
Yeah.
the
And
expression, why let anyone live rent free in your mind?
exactly. No, it's just that when and and you know, and Scooter Mom can probably confirm this, or any creator out there. People will bring stuff to you without you having to go looking for it. They will
Yeah.
come to you, they will show it to you, and this and that. Now, I saw it a lot in between chats where this chat migrated to this chat. So a lot of the things that are brought to me, I ignore. But there comes a time where, as they, at me, and I'm speaking again for myself, where it's just one of those days where you just catch me at the wrong time, and it's like, you know what? Here, let me respond to this idiotic conversation that was held over there. The stuff with the names, Becky's, Clean, all that stuff, it doesn't bother me. It really doesn't bother me. Half of these names I find freaking hysterical, not just on me, but on other streamers. Jessica's infected leg or foot, or So those names are. I don't find them insulting, except for a couple that I have addressed.
Yeah. I'm
And
I'm gonna Becky, sorry. I'm gonna let Carrie Ann get in here.
yes,
Welcome.
because she's being very patient.
Oh, Carrie Ann, don't ever do that. Be like, Becky, hush.
No, you had good things to say, Becky. I guess I'm coming into this a little blind,
Yeah.
but I think that we have a very a community that has a lot of traumatized people within it, right?
Yeah.
Not just Scientologists, but people with all sorts of trauma, which means the triggering possibilities are exponential. And we are supporting people who have been deprived of learning normal social cues as children.
Yep.
They were not socialized. And you really need to think about this. They were not socialized into the real world. They don't know normal behavior. And I'm not saying it's just the reality from a cultural standpoint. There's cultural divides here.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
there's ways that they have learned to interact amongst themselves that are going to be activated unless they've worked to take their triggers down.
Uh, this is how I feel in regards to, right now, this creator, and I'm talking about the ex-Scientologists. This creator and that creator are no longer friends. Okay, I can respect that. But that doesn't mean that I, as a viewer, as someone that still wants to see Scientology come down, it doesn't mean that I need to take one side only. I can watch this creator for the content that they bring here. I watch this
Many
creator
many
for,
things many things can be true at once.
yes,
Many
and
things can be true at once. So we can listen to criticism
yeah,
and still say we support this person. We can
mm-hmm,
agree with criticism and say
yeah,
we support this person. I mean, I don't know, DJ, Scootermom, Becky, I expect my viewers to express criticism to me if they're
Yep.
finding that I'm going away from where I should go. So the trick here is we're all getting triggered.
Yeah.
We got to look to our own triggers and figure out why we care. Why do we care?
Yeah.
What is the actual issue?
Yeah.
well, I'm
I
gonna tell you. Go ahead, Scooter Mom.
I was just going to say that I think every time someone is triggered, it's because something that has been said or something that has been done reminds them of something that they have dealt with
Exactly.
in the past, whether they were successful with it or not. It brings up the old feelings and they respond as if they're being attacked, whether they actually are or not. That's
Amen.
my opinion as
That's
a
my
complete
observation.
layperson.
As a trauma informed individual, that's what I have
Mm-hmm.
learned
Yeah.
for trauma
Mm-hmm.
informed care. You'll go from 0 to 100 like that.
Yep.
It's a very,
Uh,
very short fuse. It doesn't take
It's
Yeah.
a
much
very
to.
short
yeah,
fuse.
yeah,
And
and I think my short.
it's incumbent on each of us to take a step back
Yep.
and look at that fuse and figuring out exactly why we're why are we getting triggered. It's not the person we're watching's fault.
Right.
No, but here, let me tell you what was one of my biggest triggers that caused me to respond to someone else. When that person said that the window incident did not happen, when that person said that I was playing a victim.
Oh, let me clarify, Becky. A trigger is different than a full-on attack.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me get to that. The day of the window, I didn't respond because that's my usual way of dealing with this stuff. But that does not mean that what he did out there did not affect me in such a way where I shut down for a few hours. And then to see that person the following, 2-3 days later, I'm trying to file a report and see them behind me. And when I did mention once upon a time when Scientology was just really acting like victims. When I mentioned, you know what, sometimes we just have to be the victim. I didn't mean make up being a victim. I didn't mean make it up, lie. I mean sometimes we just have to allow people to see that vulnerability, because I didn't say anything as far as the window incident on the spot, but it just because I didn't scream it at the top of my lungs that very day does not mean I left there and I pulled over and I got physically sick to my stomach, because that was a huge trigger for me. And then to find him behind me, it was just that boiling point at that time. So when someone said that I made it up, that it was a lie, that I wanted to act like a victim, that's when I had to come up and say, you know what? And again, it was a reaction. And it was fuck you, because they don't understand the trauma that I went through.
Yeah.
And it's still very hard right now.
I can hear that, Becky, and I think the other thing that aggravates me personally when you try to have a respectful discussion is when people dismiss it and say, oh, that's drama, just talk about it behind the scenes and don't involve the rest of us. And yes, if both parties are able and willing to discuss things behind the scenes to bring an end to the conflict, that's absolutely wonderful. But when it's already out there in the community and you are trying to bring the temperature down, you have to involve the community. It has to be discussed in the community, hopefully in a respectful and preferably neutral, or as neutral as possible, location. And in this case, I'm hoping that my chat and my live stream can be that place. I have tried to be as neutral as possible. I most definitely have my opinions. I most definitely have my likes and dislikes of things that have gone on. I do not pretend to know everything that everyone has done, because just like there are so many content creators, there are so many people beyond that that I can't possibly know everything that has gone on, and I won't pretend to have. But what I'm saying is people need to get back to learning how to listen to one another, not talk over one another, and accept that your perception is not the only perception. And there is always going to be a middle ground. You have to be willing to reach it.
And two things can be true at once.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can read my little comment from a private chat if you like to.
I think
Okay,
Cinderella's got a nice comment too.
Oh yeah, I
Yes,
like
she
that.
does.
I don't see any comments. Sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
This one
Um,
and that one.
Thank you.
And the
she's-
one right
okay.
above it.
Thank you. Okay, we need to be the calm for them. In my opinion, calling each other names and pointing fingers isn't the answer. Becky, you have handled yourself respectfully. You have nothing
Yes.
to be ashamed of.
Yeah.
I will
I
put it
try,
in.
you know,
There we go.
I really have tried. I don't think I've overstepped certain boundaries. When those boundaries were put out there, either you do this or you're no longer welcome in the encampment. I respected those boundaries and I said, okay, good luck. Do your thing. And I stepped away.
Becky, something that I really admire about you is, I mean, you can be vocal and you can be very specific, but you have, the way I have perceived you is that you live by the fact that just being loudest doesn't mean you're right. I mean, you try to walk the walk and not just talk the talk. And I think more people should do that. You have to live as you preach. You can't just talk about stuff.
Yeah.
So Becky is a good example of how we should do things.
I appreciate that. That was my dad. My dad used to say the only thing of value a man has is his word. You lose your word, you lose your value.
Yeah. Now, to bring it back to my opinion, because of course it's my stream. No, seriously,
I'm on.
I really have made a very concerted effort, like I said, to stay as neutral as possible. But in saying that, there are some people who do know how I feel about certain things that have happened because I have spoken with them individually and they have kept my confidence and I have kept theirs because there is a trust that has developed with those people. That being said, that doesn't mean that I am closed off to any other opinions because I am 61 years on this earth at this point. I know I'm not the oldest person in this community, but I feel like I am. And I know after all these years that there is always something more for me to learn. Yes, Brian, it is very hard to stay neutral because we all have our own experiences. Many of us have our own traumas too. So we're going to have our own reactions to things that are said and done. So I would say
it's okay for people not to be neutral too, right? Like,
yeah,
it's
it
okay
is absolutely.
Yeah, like we're not saying you have to be neutral, y'all.
No, not at all.
People cannot forget about neutrality and the right of your own opinions. I mean, it's one thing to be neutral, but that doesn't mean that you have the right to tell what anyone else feels or thinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have an opinion, you just can't dictate your opinion.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
like I used to say, faith is between you and that the God you believe in, but religion is how you transfer it to other people. This is a little bit the same way.
So, and something else I did want to bring up, and I'm going to preface it by saying this is not a judgment. This is something that I have noticed. There are some people in the community who feel that they are being ostracized or unappreciated or unsupported because they happen to like certain individuals. I could
Yeah.
say the same thing because I have maintained being friendly with Becky because I personally do not feel that I witnessed her do anything wrong. That's not to say that she doesn't do stuff that's wrong. It's saying that I have not seen it. And some of the things that she's been accused of doing, I don't believe that is Becky. Now, by the same token, I don't have a problem if you support someone that other people don't support. That's because we're not in a cult. We don't all have to support the same people. That doesn't mean that I don't still admire what you do or how you do it, how you treat other people. I don't judge you based on your friends unless your friends create a problem for me and you support them creating that problem. So there are people in this community who are, I'm just going to say it, are big supporters of DOA or Scotty, and that's okay because he is entitled to have his supporters too. I don't agree with a lot of things that he has done. I do, however, support him in his legal cases. I do want him to beat the living tar out of Scientology in every one of his legal cases. And I want everyone to beat Scientology. So I can make that distinction. I hope that everyone can come around to making that distinction. You don't, just because you don't like someone doesn't mean that you don't want good things for them.
Just because you don't like somebody doesn't mean you wish bad things for them.
No.
Exactly.
You
We go
can
back to the
just
expression.
not like somebody.
Yeah.
I just say eyes on the prize. We have to focus what's important.
Yeah, what is
Yeah.
the focus? What is the focus here? What is the issue? Well, the issue is getting rid of Scientology.
Yep.
And I mean, it's not like you're collecting cookie points or whatever, just, oh, look how much I have done for this. I mean, we have zero in our hands until the cult is done. And once the cult is done, everyone is rewarded. That's the way I
Yep.
see it. Instead of, it's not like some people kind of they mix up this task with their own person instead of realizing we all do this voluntarily because we want to help people from not getting into that toxic, dangerous world, and we want to help those people that can get out of it. But that also means everyone has their personal approach. We may not like each other, but we have a common goal, and that should be the most important.
Yes.
Welcome back,
Respect.
Hey,
Oh, there
Journey.
you go, Journey.
Sorry.
Hi,
my
Journey.
thing's
Welcome
off.
back.
Yeah, my
That's
internet
okay.
connection
No
dropped.
worries. I was
Too
just
close to the
afraid that you
base.
were waiting so long to get to speak.
Sorry for
Oh
that.
no, it immediately dropped, and I was like, okay, I'll wait until I get home because I was waiting for my daughter to get out of school. No, I
Okay.
agree completely, and I've been trying to say this for the last month or two with everything being so concentrated on who said what and who did what, and we're all fallible and we're not always going to agree on the right approach, the right
Exactly.
response, the right thinking. This is why we're all adults and we can have conversations. We can agree to disagree. We can say, you know what, this is my line and my boundary, and I wish you the best, but I need to focus on this area. Like, I can't focus on our relationship or whatever it is. It's
Feelings.
like, what,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just mind my own business. You go with your life, I'm gonna go with mine. But having
Hmm.
it so public makes it so there are sides, and it's a free for all on how people are going to respond negatively or positively towards one person, instead of taking a step back and go, does this involve me? No. And people saying, oh, fans of, or categorizing us as, oh, okay, you're in a cult now because you like this person or whatever. It reminds me that any platform that anyone has, somehow you get supporters that idolize someone,
Yeah.
even if it's just and it's always amazed me that society can do this.
Mm-hmm.
Individuals can do that. Because for me, with my trauma, I don't trust everybody. I
Yeah.
barely trust my own family members. Because I know we're all fallible. I know we're not one sided or two sided. There's many dimensions in a person and different views. Sorry, it's triggering my, like, it's kind of like,
You're
okay,
okay.
you're
Yeah.
not,
You're
you're not
Absolutely.
gonna.
okay.
So
Keep
that's
it
why the
going.
breathing went like, no.
You're
Um,
okay.
so
You're
I
fine.
don't see Aaron as this leader or this person that can do no wrong, or hey, there's this person that is asking for
Hmm.
help, so 100% they're infallible, like
Yep.
both on both sides. And to take a side in anywhere on that topic is disgusting to me, only because that's not the point. That's not the value of people. It's like, oh, thanks, fraud. It's coming from different points of view and how you feel as you were treated, or your truth. Yes, you can say it. You have a voice. No one's trying to, silence you, or no one should. Or if someone is trying to silence it, yes, then you can say, what, this happened to me. But
Yep.
otherwise, privately have a conversation. And if you don't see it your way, and you're dealing with it, and you have were born in this cult and raised in this cult, and you have this feeling of needing justification, like, hey, you know what, I need justice here, so I'm going to blame, point, and say this person did not back me up. That, wait a minute, what was the purpose? How did you not feel supported? It needs to be a conversation, and
Yeah.
instead of a mob, like,
Mentality.
yes, like,
Yeah.
I have
Hmm.
supporters and this person has, so we're against. No, that's not the point of this
Well, and
community.
supporter, all of the viewers should not be rating us. It should not be like, we can't be
Attacking. Yeah.
attacking.
They shouldn't be weaponized.
Yes.
No, but they also shouldn't allow themselves to be weaponized.
Agree.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I just look at it like the Native Americans. I mean, they all form a nation, but they are formed of many, many tribes, and each tribe have
Hmm.
their
Yes.
own space. Why can't we do the same? Except that
Mm-hmm.
different tribes do different ways, but we still have one goal. Why can't we
Right.
focus on that?
And
Right.
Yeah.
then we don't have to be cookie cutters either. Take the dishes for example. The way I wash my dishes is very different than the way my husband washes the dishes. I don't care which way, who does what, when, and how, as long as those dishes are
Dishes are
washed, clean,
Yeah.
and put away. I mean, that,
Right.
oops,
Yeah.
sorry.
I
How
mean,
that
it's
What's
what kind of
considered
dish
a
soap you use
social
as long as it
norm.
gets clean.
really, as an
Okay.
individual.
I'm just. Hold it. I'm going to have to mute everybody for a second. My hand is still up here, but I don't want to. I just need people to remember to not talk over each other. It's very triggering for me, please. Okay. I know that it's hard when we're in a group on a panel, but I would really appreciate it if we could all be kind of more conscious about that. Thank you. Continue. Okay, so nobody's speaking now.
I lost my train of thought. Sorry.
No, I was answering my husband's message.
Oh, I know what it is.
Okay.
I can even be okay with the toilet paper roll being on the wrong direction if in fact the toilet paper is there. Right,
Yes.
y'all? Like
At least it's there. Yeah.
at least it's there. And you know what? I can turn it around. I
Yes.
can turn it around. So
Round.
like the right way. I can make it the right way. But what purpose does it serve to go bitching and complaining
Yeah, that's
about
true.
the person who put it on incorrectly? Like, I can say, hey, put it on this way, just like you can say, hey, don't talk over everybody. But if we don't listen or
Yeah.
we don't care, right? It's this mutual respect of how much do we have to change another person's opinion? And ultimately, this is not a life and death. I mean, like, we're not trying to change somebody's opinion about a life and death issue. The TP must be correct. Okay, J-Bad. But see, that's what I'm saying.
He has a boundary.
Have the boundary, but that doesn't mean everybody else needs to have your own damn boundary, right? Like, other people are cool with other things.
Look, I'm okay as long
Yeah.
as the TP is over and not under.
It has to be over. I agree,
Yeah.
but there's only one right way. But really, I'd rather it be the wrong way than not there.
I agree.
Listen, as long as there is toilet paper there, I'm okay. I prefer it to be over. I have trained my family to do it over. But if they don't replace the roll when they empty it, people are going to die.
Yes. Yes.
Well, and that's what's crazy about what's going on. It's literally war. And
Yeah.
social
Right.
media wars and video wars, and then a video to recap what was said, and it's back and forth, and it gets, and then you have the supporters in the chat, like, and then and so I just pop in just to see what's going on, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You can vent fine, but it just, if you want change, this isn't, I hope they realize this is not how you go about change.
Yeah.
Not within infighting or community, or, I don't know, feeling supported. I don't know.
It's for me, I have been doing more lurking lately because, well, for a couple of reasons. One, I don't know everything that's going on in the chat before I got there, and I don't want to walk into something that I am immediately going to regret walking into. So I'll watch for a little while before I say anything, and sometimes I just don't feel the need to. the other reason is because I've been doing the scooter report, I don't want people to assume that because I'm there, that means it's going to be featured on the scooter report. And then if it's not, they'll get upset. Or if it is, that's a way to tell, because that's not the only reason I'm there. If something happens that I can cover, great. But sometimes I'm just there as me to support the content creator. So I just, as much as I like to chat, I'm okay with just taking my hands off the keyboard and watching. But sometimes what I'm seeing in the chat, I don't want to chat because there's just so much button pushing that goes on sometimes. Like someone is covering one topic on their stream for the day. They've put it in the title. They've put it in the description. But someone will come in and say, so you're not about this. Or, so how do you feel about so-and-so's doing such and such? If that's not the topic of the day, in my opinion, and yes, I was raised in the 60s, or I was born in the 60s. I'm still being raised, I think. That's so rude to come in there and just expect the content creator to stop what their plan was for their stream on their channel and address what you want to say because you have arrived and you have asked this question.
I know what Carrie
Don't bring
is.
other people's drama into my chat. I had somebody in my chat last week. I swear to God, she came into my chat and told me to watch my mouth.
What?
Whoa.
Oh.
Were you there,
Oh.
Journey? Do you remember that?
I don't think I'm there, but I'm there many times where it's like, okay, that's a troll. Like, no. Like, I would be yelling, and then I'm just like, I'm getting my fly swatter.
I
Totally
have
my own
caught
chat
myself
to watch my
yelling at the screen so many times and I'm like, wait, they can't hear me.
Yeah, they
Oh, that too.
yeah, they're like, so that's the other thing, y'all. Why are you hate watching?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like somebody, why are you watching? Why?
Yep.
If you
Because
don't
you're
like
not
somebody, why are you watching? Stop
Yep.
it. Quit going into people's chats and saying awful things to them when you don't like them. Like, what? It's
I think that's people lacking attention or feeling alone, so they have to somehow get forced.
And even
Yeah,
if it's
but
negative attention, I guess.
even if it's negative attention, they've got some attention, I suppose.
I guess so.
There's so
I mean, Carrie Ann, you're so sweet. I think some people think that they end up getting away with it with you. And boy, I'm sure that they are in for a shock when they discover that is not the case.
I think people expect that I'm going to just crumble when they, yeah, I was being a potty mouth, Robert, but she deserved it. And I didn't even call her by the female dog word. I didn't come back with anything. I was just saying bad words because she was being inappropriate. And then she told me, what did she tell me? Oh, that cussing was a sin.
Oh, jeez.
Hello, it's 2024. I don't know anyone, including my own mother, who doesn't bring out some of those words.
J-Bat has a great, J-Bat says, that's excellent comment right there.
This one?
Well, sorry,
Yes.
what was the comment? I'm away from my phone. Let me read it.
Oh, people
I
go
wanna
in the chats to set up the channel owners to take a side, in my opinion.
Yeah.
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 That's exactly what's happening. And it's, for example, if you're not bashing me, that you must be against any whoever it may be. But that's I don't feel that way. I mean, I've seen people come into my channel, and I see
Mhm.
people going into other people's channel, and I really it doesn't. I guess half of the time I can't even remember names, so I don't remember whose person was here and there and here and there. Um, so
Brain
if
farts
you're
are a
coming in,
blessing sometimes, eh,
yeah,
Becky?
if you're coming into my yeah, if you're coming into my channel, and as long as you're not completely coming down on someone, I'm most of the people that were blocked on my channel were because they were talking ill about Scott.
Mhm.
And you know that, and the other ones that get even when they're trolling me, I'll respond to them and I'll say, if you're gonna come in here, no, it's not about who am I gonna vote for president, because I got that question and I'm all like, this is not political. Sometimes I think people come into my channel just because they know they're gonna get be told about themselves. But again, if you're coming in, if you're in Scooter Mom's channel, and me and Scooter Mom maybe not see eye to eye, and then you come into my channel, as long as you're not coming into my channel with, let me tell you what Scooter Mom said about you. Because then I'm going to ask, well, why did she feel so comfortable telling you about me? Hmm. That
Yeah.
kind of a thing.
Can I add something to that?
No, go away.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Well,
Scooter.
I mean, it's people tend to forget. It's like if I would to visit some person, if someone comes to visit you, how would you want people to act? I mean,
Exactly.
when I talk to Scooter's channel, I'm visiting her home. That means I also have
Yes.
to respect her home, her rules.
I
Yep.
I
said it
used to
many
say to
times.
my daughters when they were
That's
small, as long as you don't
Yep.
have your feet beneath your own kitchen table, my rules apply. I
Yeah.
mean, act the way you would act if you're invited to someone's home. Otherwise,
I agree.
you
Yeah.
don't go there.
would you
And
say
if you
those
come
words to
in,
your grandmother? Would you
yeah.
say those words to your
Oh yeah.
grandmother?
I mean, I can't because she's no longer
if
here.
you come in and shit on my table, you will be shown the door and it won't be friendly.
Yeah.
Whether you're coming into my regular house or my virtual house, like, people have some manners.
And
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
The other thing I see a lot is false equivalencies. If you support this person, then you're against that person. If you're
Yeah.
Yeah.
against this person, then you support. No, just because I'm not liking somebody doesn't mean I like. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Unrelatedly, this same troll came into my chat and was like, "Free Diddy," and I was like, "No, not Free Diddy. Are you kidding me? Free Diddy?
Yeah.
Get out of here, Free Diddy."
I saw
And their
that.
response was like, "Well, what about Drake?" And I'm like, "Well, what about Drake? Like, what's that? You just said Free Diddy." The false equivalencies are just
I always
how are
think
we
about-
going from this to that?
I think
Yeah.
about the movie Bruce's Millions, if you remember that one, where he told people to vote to none of the above.
Yes.
There are still
That's an
people
old
doing
one.
that to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't think for social media, especially streamers, the platform is theirs. And people don't understand that boundary. They
Yeah.
need to be a boundary. It's them completely in the now. It's my voice. I'm just gonna do what I want. And when people say,
I mean-
"Hey, that's not acceptable," it's like they push back, and it's
Yeah.
like, no, you don't realize where you are,
Yep.
and the attitude you're bringing, and the topic
Mm-hmm.
and the rules. There are
Yeah.
rules. And I just don't think people even get it.
Oh, but there's freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
well,
what
Guess
I
freedom of
what?
hear.
speech has
Jesus.
The
no
World Wide
relation to
Web
anything.
and
That's
YouTube. Oh,
yes.
we're all
Has
doing
no
it again.
Sorry. Go ahead,
freedom
Scooter Mom.
sorry.
No, I was just going to say it's the World Wide Web and YouTube. They're international. And not everyone has what is called freedom of speech, or what is it, the First Amendment in the
Yep.
U.S.? I don't know. I'm in Canada.
Yeah.
I also can't plead the Fifth.
Me neither in Sweden.
And what the First Amendment
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
and the rules are. You can't hear me?
Now I hear you. Sorry.
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought someone said. So the First Amendment, yes, you have a right to speak because you're not under some king, or you can't, talk bad about the president. You can't have your own opinions, your own views. You're not going to get penalized by law with that. But if you are in any threatening or have the social norms of saying the word BOMB in a theater or on a plane, or the FIRE, that's endangering people. So
That's not, you don't get to say that shit.
No, that's not
Exactly.
a speech.
Yeah.
So there's
It doesn't apply.
correct.
Yeah.
And yes, there's no law against politeness or unpolite, rude behavior. You're allowed to be rude,
Hmm.
but that's when we can ban you. We can go click.
Because that is our right.
Yep.
And
I
that's
get
the first.
there's no freedom of speech in my channel.
And
I am a dictator.
you know what?
And you
Right.
deserve to be that.
Because the people coming in can make their own streams.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they
Exactly.
have that right, First Amendment, to
Yep.
actually have a platform, their little box, their little stage, wherever they want.
Yep.
And
They can talk into the camera all they want. Yes.
Yep.
Exactly. And that's why I always promote other people's personal views, have a voice. I'm not going to, but don't come in on mine and talking some weird
Crap.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? That's not. I don't have time for that. So
Yeah.
only one person has really tried to come at me with a sexual thing. I was like, excuse me, I don't have time for that. And they started like, oh, we're sorry. And I was like, yeah, I'm talking about this. Let's focus on what I'm saying. And never
Exactly.
again have they ever. No one has ever been like,
Yeah.
I think it's a part of entitlement also, because people tend to talk about their rights, but how many talk about their obligations?
Yes.
Sometimes I
yes.
call
Yeah.
the
DJ.
www for the worldwide wine, not web, because people tend to want to whine, but they don't want to listen.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they want to talk about their rights without fully understanding what their rights are, which means they don't understand their rights, they don't understand their obligations, they don't understand, they're not paying attention, right?
Yeah.
To say freedom of speech in somebody's channel, it enough said. If you're gonna come troll, bring something. I mean, here. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but here's my feeling. If you're gonna come to my channel to troll, then at least actually play.
Right?
Bring something worth doing.
Bring something that is not so stupid as freedom.
I agree.
Like, bring an actual argument.
Yeah. I haven't had that honestly happen yet. And I say yet because God only knows. But
They will.
at the same time, I also feel like maybe my resting bitch face is just too strong. And they see it and go, oh, no. Mm-mm. I don't know.
Well,
Well,
every
they
time
have.
you turn at the camera, you know you've been done messed up.
I know, right?
I keep getting Sarah's so sweet because I have this soft voice, and my soft voice is my child voice. Like
Right.
that's how I was taught. You don't raise your voice. You don't have an opinion. You don't have a voice. So you better be silent. So this is how I was before puberty, before middle school, before the 7th grade. So in 7th grade, I learned to want to rip people's heads off because I would say I'm so angry right now. That was really rude. Don't do it. And they would be laughing how I was doing it. So then I said, "You wanna F it?" Like I went to the opposite psycho.
Mhm.
No, Sarah means it. Yes, I do mean it. But I haven't been able to do that on my channel because it's just me. Who am I gonna yell at? I see me
Right.
reflected and just words. So people go, "Oh, she's so nice." So then that's when the person's like, "Oh, I'm sorry," like because I didn't come back at them. I just said, "We're not doing that now."
Yeah.
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 I
Yeah.
mean, you all are very kind persons, and that includes you, Becky, even that I can see on screen now. I mean,
Thank you.
people tend to mistake kindness for weakness.
Yeah.
No, that means only that you're kind because you understand and accept people. That doesn't
Yeah.
mean you take any kind of crap from anyone.
Put him in his
I,
crate.
I'm just going to put this
Put
out
him in
there
his crate.
because I have been told, "Oh, Scooter, you're so sweet. I don't believe you could ever be
Am I
mean or
still alive?
whatever." Okay.
Yes.
I'm just going to tell you, if I could get either one of my daughters to come on camera, they would disavow you of that opinion in a heartbeat. They have seen me at my worst and trust that I can be batshit crazy. I'm just medicated now.
I'll bring to that.
Well, everybody knows I'm already batshit crazy. With me, this is what I tell people. Don't worry about me when I'm talking, when I'm yelling, when
Okay,
because that
There you
should
go.
that should tell you that I still want to communicate, whether it's at a higher level than you would like. I'm still trying to communicate. Worry about me when I am completely silent, because then
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of a way of fucking you over. Simple as that.
Hands.
Pup, I agree. And I have seen this myself.
Yeah. Pup and I are on the same page here. Do something.
Yeah.
Give me
If-
something.
Sign
If you're
up
going to
for that
troll
one
in my
too.
chat, either make me laugh or be intelligent about it.
I tell them to subscribe and like on their way out. Do something.
They have to subscribe. They have to subscribe to troll me.
Yeah.
Subscribers only goes on immediately. They have to subscribe to troll me.
Now, I have not put on subscribers only as of yet on any of my streams. And that's mostly because I know I am very small. And for the Scooter Report in particular, I want new people to discover
Yeah.
the Scooter Report and share
Mhm.
it. So I take that risk, but then I also, I don't employ, I volunteer the best mods that I can.
Yeah.
So my mods are on the job and I know that I don't have to worry about it. But honestly, I really have not had any issues that I'm aware of in my chat for any of my streams, whether I've been out protesting or doing the Scooter Report. This is the only time that I have done something that wasn't protesting or the Scooter Report. And so far so good, knock on wood.
Well,
But
this is
again,
kind of- this-
you know, I know who the good mods are, and I will volunteer them in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, you know me and oh hell no, we have done similar talks. I mean, the least we can do is add some degree of reasoning because I mean, if people try to drag you into their sandbox,
Yeah.
you have all this
Yeah.
right to refuse. And I mean, everything we do in our channels is the way we see things, the way we perceive things, the way we have seen or heard things. That's
Yep.
why when some people come to us and say this said this and that, that's hearsay. I mean,
Yep.
if the courts can dismiss hearsay, why can't we?
True.
And
then
that's why
also, what also-
witnesses to a car accident are not the most reliable, and that has finally been shown in court. So it's not taken as face value, because you can have different people on all four corners, and they will have seen something completely different to the other three people. So being a witness is not guaranteed to be the accurate story.
I agree.
It's important to remember, viewers, that a lot of us, if not all of us, we talk. Like, we talk. So if you're coming to us about this, that, or the other thing, we talk.
Yep.
We work things out. We check things with each other. It's not just like the only information we're getting is from viewers.
Well,
There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes.
this is what I wanted to kind of touch on very briefly. If there's something about me that you don't agree on, that you don't like, be it my voice, my hair, my eyes, my fat, I don't care. Let it be, because it's something that you yourself witnessed, and not because somebody went and told you, well, don't like her because I don't like her. And if I don't like her, you can't like her.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I find a lot of people doing. And then because they don't even remember why they don't like me, they just know they don't like me. And so now they go on and they start making these elaborate stories. Well, the day that I offend you personally, the day, and again, this is besides the whole, I don't like you because you got purple hair. I don't care. The day that I offend you personally and you heard it out of my mouth, then go on and say, you know what, Becky, you insulted me. I don't ever want to speak to you again. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. Gotta go. And again, I don't care what the reason is, but let it be from your point of view, not from somebody else.
Yep. No, I completely
I think
agree.
That's what we've been saying, Kathy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's a high school thing. That's the clique thing, where, oh, my group of friends is all gonna have my back and
No.
not like you
I got a
because
phone
I
call.
don't like you. I
Now
mean,
it's a voicemail.
are you okay, Journey?
But it shows everybody else, but not me.
Oh, you froze?
Frozen.
Well, now we see
Okay,
you
I
again.
can see you moving. So
we can see you.
Yeah.
Going to the gym?
Anyway, so do you want to maybe go out and come back in, Journey, and see if that helps? Like, that was
Maybe
such
she
a high
can't hear
school
us.
thing. Yeah, that's possible.
Well, hell, I didn't join a gang when I was in junior high, and I'm not joining one now. Simple as that.
Yeah,
There you go.
exactly.
Can't hear.
Like, I was lucky that my group of friends did not do that, did not expect that of each other, because I never understood that. And going further back, Journey, I don't think you can hear me, but I'm gonna take you out and bring you back in, and hopefully that might fix it. I in elementary and middle school, I went through a lot of bullying, and I do value my friends as a result of that, because the ones who stuck by me showed me who they were, just like the ones who picked on me showed me who they were.
Mm-hmm.
But I think because of that experience, I have always been more willing to be independent than maybe some of us were in that age group. And that's not to say that I'm so different from everyone else, because I'm quite sure that other people have had that experience as well. Sorry, I'm trying to do stuff and talk at the same time, and it doesn't work well for me. Um, Journey, maybe try a reboot and come back. Um, anyway, so I just never saw the value of I don't like you because they don't like you. Now, I do, however, have a loyalty to my friends.
Yep.
And if they need me, I'm there for them. I will give my last $5 to my best friend if she needs it. But if she tells me not to like someone because she doesn't like them, we're going to have a conversation about it first before I
I
make
was
any
always the
kind of
one
decision.
defending the kids that were being bullied. That's what my girlfriend, we were just talking about it. And she
Yeah,
says, you were always the one defending, because you see, I wasn't bullied. I got along with this group, that group. I saw people as individuals. I never even now with the police, I will talk to them as an individual. Now, I might
yeah,
not like many of them, but I will talk to them as an individual. And depending on how you behave and you treat me, depends on how we move forward from there. So, like
yeah,
Inglewood, they were very professional. We flipped the scripts, and you know what? Here, let me interview you now. Um, but that's because that's the way they behaved. And again, you don't have to like me. I don't need nobody wanting to kiss my ass. I don't need none of that stuff. The only
yep,
thing that I ask for is, if you don't like, and again, if you don't like me because of something that I said to you, I made a mistake or what have you, then that's a valid reason. But going around chats and doing little innuendos and doing these little sidestepping remarks, and it's not that I don't see them, it's that a lot of the time you're just not really worth my time answering to. I see the remarks, but I'm not going to come into Scooter Mom and be like, okay, here you go, bitch. Let's take. No, 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 no. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
yeah,
I'm not gonna do that in Scooter Moms or anyone's.
yeah,
Yeah, why engage in fights with somebody in chat? Just please don't do that.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
And
Nope.
if you don't have their email or their phone number to text them, there's probably a reason for that.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a problem with them and you can't reach them some other way, then maybe there's a reason for that, and you just
I
don't need
agree.
to have a conversation with them anymore.
Yep,
Maybe they're irrelevant in your life.
I concur.
Actually,
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
I'm a lot of the times I've been slumming it this past couple of months, but normally the way I see it is, you can come and be elevated to my level and we can have a conversation. That's normally
yeah,
how I see people, and I will walk away. Like I said, I've been slumming it. But I think it's time for me to kind of put my cute little high heels on and my Louis Vuitton fake purse and start walking.
I
Okay,
think
that's
Becky
making me
brought up.
think of a song that is really going to make me sound old if I say it, so I'm
Oh God, now you
zipping
gotta
it.
say it.
Please do.
These
Please
boots
do.
were
These
made for
boots were made
walking.
Well,
for
walking. Yep,
walking.
yep.
These Louis Vuittons will make for walking. But I think we all agree. I mean, we
Yeah.
just say things in different ways, but I think people still need a reminder about the importance of, as Carrie Ann explained, the importance of knowing your rights, not just demanding your rights,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and that every right has an obligation. You
Yep.
don't demand anything, you earn things.
Yep. At
And
least that's how it was
and
in the old school
I've
days.
heard a lot of assumptions running around. Like there seem to be a lot of people opining on things that my experience and my background says they don't have experience in.
Yeah.
Peop- So, folks, know what you don't know and own that. Like,
Mhm.
just know what you don't know. And I want to hit Kathy said this and Becky said it too. If you're forcing me to pick a side, I'm gonna cool.
Perfect timing. Explosions and fireworks.
You're
If you're,
sparkling.
I mean, forcing me to pick a side is not like that's.
It's not going to make you
It's
happy.
gonna lose you points.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what happened.
It's gonna lose you points. I don't even get it. Why? Because
Yeah,
we have
Kathy.
loyalty tests, because we have purity tests, because we're Scientology and we can't have differing opinions.
Right.
Purity
Where do we
test. I haven't
stand
been
here?
pure in a while, girlfriend.
Right, but we have a purity of theology or a purity of philosophy or a purity of how we're protesting or a purity
Yeah,
of how we're doing it
I
right.
agree.
Yeah.
Like fuck that bullshit. Sorry,
Yeah.
Scooter
Yep.
Mom.
Yeah,
No,
but
it's
if people
okay.
want to go black or white. They don't want to be in the scale. They don't want to see the
No, black and white
area in
makes it
between.
easy.
Yeah,
Black and
but
white
I,
makes it easy.
what I always say, simple people want simple solutions.
Yeah.
many people that knew me from the chats prior to me being out there would tell you that I've always said that protesting, it doesn't matter how you do it. You can be protesting by watching a channel. You can be protesting by talking to your neighbor about Scientology, whether you call it protesting, educating your community, whatever it may be. As long as you're speaking out against this abusive,
Yep.
controlling cult, I don't care how you do it. Do it your way. If it means putting up signs, neon signs, by all means, I enjoy those neon signs. If it means chalking up the sidewalk, if it means putting up the flyers, if it means, any way you can get this message across. And if you really stop and think about it, if everybody does it differently, we're hitting all kinds of sites that maybe would not have been hit before. I know that a lot of people they're afraid of the loud protesting, they're afraid of, but that has brought attention to it
Yep.
as well. Let's be real. It has brought attention to it. Now, there's people that are in it for the fireworks and, the grand finale kind of theoretics. I enjoyed it. I'm not going to lie. It was like, ooh. But then there's people that are a little bit more reserved and or it's in their culture. I know that when I go and speak to my what are you laughing about, Scooter Mom?
We're raising our
Scooter Mom and
hands
I
like
just raised
as
our
as
hands
being
that we're more
reserved.
reserved.
Yeah.
I'm away from my phone. Let me come back to my. Sorry, I was trying to do. I was trying to be. I was trying to do the
You're trying to
wifely duty.
multitask.
Yeah, I'm back. I
Bridge,
see you.
Bridge, you're not late. You're just in time. That's
Yeah,
fine.
Bridge,
There's
you're
there's
good.
there's no set time today.
And I think Kathy also, even that you came in a little bit late, you are also basically saying the same sentiments that we all agree on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Kathy,
Yeah.
yeah, that was we discussed that in detail. And somebody made a good comment about that didn't get highlighted, that talked about um when kids are little, they need their parents to like baseline their emotions for them and stay calm when
Yeah.
they get upset so that kids learn emotional regulation. They need that external emotional regulation. And I think we need to really remember that never ends never learned that. They
Yeah.
weren't taught emotional regulation. They don't know that. And so they're going to come out and be emotionally dysregulated all over the place.
Yep.
And that's going to spill out on us and be emotionally dysregulating. But what they need from us is to be emotionally regulated.
We need to
Yeah.
show them love and care and not react with anger like many people do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because it's too easy to fall into the emotional dysregulation, and then everybody's just doing the same thing, and nobody, there's no place to do different.
Yeah.
That's why what you're doing today is so important, Scooter Mom. It gives people a place
Yeah.
I
to
just
come and
I
talk.
yeah, I want people to be able to respectfully express their opinions. There is no judgment from me. I'm not cutting anybody out unless they are disrespectful. Then I don't have a microphone for you. But if you can come in and express your feelings respectfully, I'm all for it, because we are not in a cult. So we don't all have to agree. I think most of us are very capable of agreeing to disagree. I think what is most important, in my personal opinion, and that I only speak for myself, is we can find a way to support anyone who is fighting against Scientology, and we can set aside the stuff that we don't like long enough to bring down the cult. Now, if someone within this community hurts someone else within this community, I have a problem with that. And if asked, I am going to express my opinion as respectfully as I can and say, you know what, that was not cool. And perhaps the person responding to the hurt may have also done something uncool. And I can still turn to them and say, what so-and-so did wasn't cool. Your response was over the top as well. I think you two need to lower the temperature, speak to each other, remind each other that you both have feelings and you both have opinions, and hear each other out. Find a peaceful resolution. I'm literally doing that every day of my life with my adult daughters. This is not new to me. And this is why I'm looking around going, so it's not just my kids, it's everybody's kids. And like,
everybody
why?
is someone's kid.
Well, I think we went through the pandemic and we're in a highly difficult time right now in society.
But I saw this starting like 20 years ago. And it
I
just
saw the
seems to
first
get
step in
worse
the 70s.
every year. or in some cases, every election cycle.
I agree, Bridge.
I saw in Sweden, it started in the 70s when there was supposed to be this free upbringing when you were supposed not to say no to the kids. I mean, we have fostered a culture of entitlement and expectation of never to anyone to refusing them anything or saying no. And that will backfire sooner or later. That doesn't
Yep.
mean we have to hit kids, that hurt kids, but you have to set boundaries, you have to set limits. No matter if it's a kid or another adult. Some people think they are entitled to do whatever they want, whenever they want. And that will never work. My
Yes.
personal freedom ends where it hits your freedom.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes. And I'm just going to say this, and I know that it may tick some people off, and I'm willing to accept a respectful retort. Let's put it that way. I understand that we have quite a few people who are neurodivergent.
Hmm.
And I do understand that that can cause problems in communication, in understanding where someone is coming from, as well as expressing their own thoughts and feelings. I get that. At the same time, that is also not an excuse to break social rules. And when I say break social rules, I mean charge in attacking someone in a chat or someone on screen and try to monopolize the entire stream by arguing with them. Again, you have, in most cases, email available. If you want to discuss something with that person, email them, discuss it offline. You do not have to make everything public.
Yeah, I mean, we all
As
have on our channels, we have our email posted. So if you want have anything to complain or disagree with us, feel free to contact us. But we have always the right to reserve the right to reply or consider that just waste of time. But
Yep.
we want input, we want feedback, but it's all about mutual respect. You get what you bring.
Yes.
you get what you bring. That is right. I used to argue with my kids who say, well, but that person doesn't deserve respect. I'm not going to give them respect just because. And I'm
Mhm.
like, well, first of all, you're expecting respect just because.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
you're expecting respect
That's
just
sandbox.
because. Yeah.
Well, I'm really gonna
So,
piss somebody off. Oh, sorry, Carrie. I'll let you finish before I piss off people.
yeah.
Because I have.
And so somebody who struggles with my mental health and who is neurodivergent,
Mm-hmm.
I agree with what Scootermom is saying. I understand when those issues get in the way, and I think people are even willing to make accommodations for those issues.
Yep.
But I think also accommodations have boundaries, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even in HR, when you have a job and you're entitled to accommodations, that is something that is worked out in an agreement between you and your employer, right? If somebody says you're past my boundary, you don't get to say I've got XYZ going on, so it's okay.
That's where I was gonna piss off people, but you said it a little better than me. If
You
you're
don't
gonna
get to
come,
say, yeah,
if you're gonna come at me, because it has happened, they're coming at me in a certain way. I'm gonna come back at you with the same energy, and you cannot hide behind your mental health, behind it, because you came at me that in a much harsher way, and now because I responded to you, now you want to hide behind that blanket and say sorry. No, 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 no. You can't say it to me because I
Yeah.
have mental health issues, because I have autism. I'm sorry. I have a nephew that's on the spectrum, and I know that it can be a challenge. That's why I treat people with the respect. But when my nephew has come at me, I will turn around and just as nicely put him in his face. And I love my nephew, but
Hmm.
don't come at me sideways, because you might not like the way I come back at you, and you cannot hide behind that blanket.
Well, again, come at me with respect or you're not going to get
Again, yeah.
respect back.
Yep.
Like it's not hard, people. But we're probably preaching to the choir.
Yeah, I suspect we might be. I keep hoping that someone who may be from the opposite team that doesn't exist as far as I'm concerned, but if they consider it, being from the opposing side, would be willing to come forward and chat with us as well, because I don't like talking into an echo chamber. I do want to have
I
the discussion respectfully.
I will jump off because I have seen and heard that if they're in a panel with me, they will be excommunicated. So I will jump off. So whoever wants to feel that they want to say something and don't want to risk being thrown off the island, I will jump off for anyone to come on and speak with Scooter Mom and everybody else on panel. I'll do that right now. I have no issues whatsoever.
If someone
Becky,
want
I
to
just
excommunicate me for being in the same panel as Becky, please do, because in that case, you don't deserve to have me.
Well, it comes back to making somebody like they're going to excommunicate people because they're on the same panel. This
Mm-hmm.
does not, I mean,
that's a
if that's what
cult.
people are saying, that's very culty.
Yeah.
It truly is. If you
And
want to be
people,
controlled, I had no idea that was the case. But if you're okay with being controlled
Like
about
that?
who you speak with,
Mm-hmm.
like that, then I completely understand you not coming forward. But if you want to have a discussion like an individual and an adult, like the chat, the stream is open. I'm not sure what the limit is, but I'm gonna I'm gonna post the link again. And I mean, Becky, if you want to step out, you step out. If you don't want to step out, you don't step out.
well,
I'm
well,
okay either way.
I'm just gonna say it's almost 2 a.m. here in Sweden, so
Oh,
Oh,
I have a
DJ.
date
Nico,
with my bed
okay.
right now.
You need to go to
Nico.
sleep.
Oh yeah. But
you
just,
go
Thank you
sleep,
for
Nico.
jumping on board.
yeah,
It
but
looks like
Yeah,
dead
thank you
light.
very
It
much.
looks like daylight out there, Nico.
well, that's the background. I mean, you have
I
yours.
know.
Oh.
Marianne has shown me a new stuff. I'm gonna use it when I know more about it. But this is anyway. Thank you for
This
having
is
me.
one of
Thank you for
those?
listening to my rants.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that view, and I also use it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Okay. Well, thank you,
speaking of
DJ. I
you
appreciate you
brothers,
popping in.
yeah.
Thank you,
and
See you
thanks for
Nico.
later.
having me, and
Sleep
take
Thanks,
care,
well.
everyone.
Take care.
Okay. Take care.
And yes,
Well, I'll
these are
say it,
no, these are Prism. Prism. For those who were asking, these are from Prism, the backgrounds.
Oh, okay. Cool.
and I'm also willing to stay on here if anyone wants to ask me questions in a respectful manner. I will
Yep.
be more than happy to answer your questions. Questions, not accusations.
Yeah. There is a difference.
There is a difference. And if you're not sure, consider how you would feel about that question
Yeah.
being asked of you.
I'm
Yeah.
open for communication is the bottom line. I'm open for communication. I said it many times. Don't put me on a pedestal because you will be disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
have I made mistakes? Oh, heck yeah, I've made mistakes. Have I done it with evil intentions? No, I haven't. Have I done it out of anger? Yeah, I have. But again, never with evil intentions, never with, because I have seen some pretty nasty comments about my physical appearance. You name it, I have seen it.
Well,
And
I mean, if they have a problem with your physical appearance, they probably have a problem with my physical appearance because I'm extremely large. I have a huge caboose. I have got a belly that makes me look like I'm constantly about to give birth. So,
no.
I
I
mean,
mean,
again, people have come on my chat and said I'm fat, and I'm like, okay, bye.
yeah,
I
thanks
always,
for the
it's
info.
like,
I hadn't seen a mirror in a
I
year.
didn't know.
I mean, and it's not, and you know
Carrie
what the
Ann, you just
sad
vanished. Sorry,
Sorry,
Becky.
guys.
No, I was gonna say, and the sad thing about it is that those are people that are coming from trauma themselves, and they know what it's like to be ridiculed. They know
Yeah,
what it's like to be put down. And if they're out there fighting this cult, and they're acting in such a way where you know, you're standing up for victims, you're standing up for the abuse, and you're
yep,
turning around and you're being this worse than a mean girl.
mm-hmm,
You're they're I think that their goal is to crush me, and it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna just say that. So it will not happen. You might get me down for a minute, and that's probably because I have other issues going on, and that just added to my plate. But I, you're not gonna crush my spirit. My
yeah,
spirit has yet to be crushed in 54 years. You telling me, or you putting it out there that I look 15 years older than you, and you're older by that doesn't affect me because I have earned every damn wrinkle in my face and every damn silver hair in the top of my head. And I don't care if my appearances to you is not to your liking. They're to
yeah,
my husband liking. And that's all I give a fuck about.
Right?
mm-hmm,
Right?
Yup.
yep,
My husband
yep.
just walked in and he's shaking his head, yes.
Good. He gets to eat tonight now.
That was so cute. He just walks in with a case of water and he hears me and he's shaking his head, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think it. I don't understand. I honestly do not understand what goes through someone's head to go into someone's chat and make some comment about someone's appearance, about their voice, about the
Oh, it wasn't in my chat. It was in somebody else's chat, and it wasn't
well,
just one person. It
even
was the whole chat.
Yeah.
oh, okay,
Even
well, even
so.
that. It's just
Hmm.
like, do you not have something more interesting to discuss? Like,
Well, and
why?
how popular am I that I'm taking up all these people's headspace?
Right?
Oh,
You must be really fucking important, Becky. They're
Right?
I
spending
I
a
must
mean,
be.
lot of time on your ass.
Yeah.
I must be. Let me just kind of step it back a little bit. I'm also a very forgiving person. I don't hold a lot of resentments. There's very little that you can say to me where I'm going to be F you forever until the cows come home.
Hmm.
Um, I don't hold very many grudges, except when you come for my family, as they try to do. And she knows who she is. And other than that, I can be pretty forgiving. I don't think that, we all have said things out of anger. We all have said things out of misinformation, out of fear. Um, I've I've spoken to a few creators that have apologized. And are we BFFs? No. But there's not that resentment anymore. There's not
Yeah.
that, you know what, I will see them in the stream. They say hello. I say hello. And we're civil to each other to the at least where you're not feeling awkward. So it's
Yeah.
not that, and again, I don't need people to come in and Becky, I'm begging for your forgiveness. No, let's have a
Mm-mm.
conversation. And if I can
Yeah.
answer your questions, again, in a respectful manner, I will try. It doesn't mean that we're going to agree and go skipping, holding each other's hand down the street. It just means that if we see each other down the street, hi, how are you? I'm doing well. Okay, have a good day. And I keep on walking.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Um, and I personally have, I mean, okay, I do not live in the best neighborhood. It's also not the worst.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like a small town all its own where too many people know each other's business. So I do
Mm-hmm.
closely guard my privacy naturally as a result
Mm-hmm.
of that. I don't need other people talking about my personal business. If I'm not talking about it, you don't have any business talking about it, is my personal opinion. That's how I came into YouTube, and that's how I live my life on and off stream. Um, my family did not ask to be on YouTube.
I
They
agree.
did teach me how to use YouTube in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
but just because I gave birth to them does not mean that they are responsible for anything I do or say. They are their
Exactly.
own individual people, and they have their own opinions, and they don't always align with mine. And that's okay, because that's how I raised them to be. I They are twins. And everyone said, "Oh, why didn't you name them with rhyming names? Why don't you dress them the same all the time?" Because they were born at the same time does not mean they are the same person. They are being raised to be individuals. They do not have to like the same things at the same time. And that is exactly how they have turned out, which is why I find myself mediating between them far too often. But that's besides the point. I do not expect them to answer for my behavior, and I no longer answer for their behavior because they are grown-ass women and they can do that for themselves. And that's how
But they
I
shouldn't
treat
be,
everyone.
but nobody should be bringing your family into anything, is what
Exactly.
you're saying, right? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's over a line. My kids didn't ask for this. My husband didn't ask for this.
Yep.
Nobody's done that, but I hope we can. Um, Hi,
Hi,
Bridge.
Bridge.
Scooter
Hi,
Mom,
how are
No
you?
Face made a really great comment.
Okay, I'm getting back to the chat
I
here.
don't I don't see the comments.
Hurt
No
people
Face
tend
said
to
hurt
take their
people. Go ahead.
sorry, tend to take their pain out on others that they unconsciously admire.
Hmm.
It's an
I
interesting
mean, that's
comment.
certainly a
My daddy,
possibility. Yeah.
yeah, my daddy had a saying for most of my life, and I struggled with it for a lot of my life because I didn't want, I didn't, it's hard to like get. But what he said was, people are doing the best they can.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So people are doing the best they can. And that really helps me to remember that people, I mean, even what we're bitching about here, people are doing the best they can.
Yeah.
Hi,
And we get that
Bridge.
too.
How are you?
Hi, Bridge. It's nice to
This
meet you
good?
Hi,
finally.
Bridge.
Good
Welcome
being
in.
here in the middle of this hurricane in Florida, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope you're staying safe.
I am. We just got a lot of winds and
I see it in your
I
hair. I
know
thought
I
it
was
was a
gonna take you guys
fan.
out if you wanted to see it, but it's dark now. There's not much to see.
It's okay.
Every few minutes
And
I'm like, hi, how
Yeah.
are you?
Yeah, yeah.
It's okay.
But but I was just on the topic that you brought up and everything else. Just as a viewer, somebody that was viewing for the past 6 months since
Yep.
March, I when all the stuff started happening, it kind of made me not want to go out there and protest. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it really it really stopped me from wanting to even try to protest because all of the stuff that's happening, I just didn't want to be part of. And
Yep.
that's not why
I
I
agree.
originally even started listening to people or watching people. Wasn't for all this drama.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, I agree. And that's
Oh,
actually one reason why the scooter report started
yeah.
mhm.
was I wanted to refocus people in the community on supporting each other to get out there and protest because you are not alone. I saw some people. I spoke personally with some other people who had the exact same feeling. Like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore because I don't want to be associated with that crap at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or just even be part of it. Like I mean, the whole reason I started watching was because of Chicago, because that's my hometown. So I started watching what was going on, and it really affected me that they were so close to a college and everything. So for months, I waited and waited to see how I could be part of it. I just didn't know how.
Yep.
I ended up going to the meet and greet and met a lot of them, a lot of people in Clearwater that April. So that was kind of my like toe in the water. But it took me a few months after that to do it. Um, and even now, I just go by myself every once in a while, and if someone's there, then that's fine. But I don't know.
Yeah. And
I,
that's
I
perfectly
agree.
fine. I just want you to be safe when you're out there. That's all there is
Well,
Mm-hmm.
to that.
well, and that's the thing. I mean, when I went to Chicago, I did meet Windy City just because he is knowledgeable about the area. I've lived there all my life, but at the same time, I just went to school in that area. I didn't grow up in that area, so it was good to meet with him, and it was good to kind of you know follow, get some some body routers and everything. So that was a good experience. And then I got to go to Clearwater at the block party, and Sheriff Farrell and Lori Place happened to be there. I did not schedule anything with them, so that was a good meeting, you know.
Yeah.
But then I've gone to Tampa by myself, which that's interesting too. But
And I'll say we have enjoyed. I personally have enjoyed myself. I've met quite a few people that I would never really would have thought would have ended up being great friends.
Yeah.
Whether it's online through email in person. I enjoyed going out there and meeting a lot of the people. I never knew I was going to like stream and talking to myself pretty much on a screen. But then after a while, when you get to know your chatters and their tone, and they're joking, or you can tell when someone is really not feeling all that great, or when you don't see someone around the chats and you're like, oh, I wonder how they're doing.
Yeah.
It wasn't all bad. It's not all bad. I've done things that have been out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Protesting is not new to me, by all means. Being behind the camera is.
Hmm.
No,
But
and
I enjoy
yeah.
it.
No, and I think that's important because you do get to meet different people that you would have never met, and cross paths with. But at the same time, I just don't want all of this, which it seems to kind of be nonstop. It seems to like start and then slow down and start again and slow down, and it's like a pot, right? It simmers,
Mm-hmm.
boils over once in a while, and then it's still simmering. I just don't want people to stop with the intention that they're going to possibly do something in the future and to be pulled back because of this.
Right.
Because all of this, I think, is still going to happen whether or not we have conversations about it, whether we don't have conversations about it. I still think all of this background stuff is always going to happen. But I think what's important is for that person, whatever they want to bring to this fight, that they bring it. And they
Yep.
should not hold back because of any of this. Because all
Exactly.
of this has nothing to do with them. It really doesn't.
Right. Right. And I think
It's
people
scary.
honestly need to be reminded that
Yeah.
all of this stuff does not involve everyone. It's individuals.
Yeah, it is.
And those people who feel that they need to be a part of it, they're going to feel that need no matter what we say or do. And okay, fine, you do you, boo. But I don't need to be a part of it, and I don't need you bringing it into my house. Today I am inviting you in to discuss it, like I keep saying, respectfully. I'm the broken record. Some of you are too young to know what a record is, and I'm sorry for you. But only for today, I am saying bring it in, but do it respectfully. Any other time I'm on stream, I have a specific reason for being on stream. If I'm out protesting, which I haven't been able to do, then the focus is then on the protesting. And yes, people can chat in the chat. I have no problem with that, as long as you're done, as long as you understand that I don't want any fighting going on. Everyone is welcome until they mistreat someone. And then that's not welcome. And the same thing goes when I'm doing the Scooter Report. I do not appreciate people coming in talking about other streamers, especially if they're bigger streamers, because that's not the focus of the Scooter Report. It's 1.5K subs and under. That's it. And Scotty has a lot more than 1.5K. And so does Aaron. And so does Nora. And so does Natalie. So if you guys... Yeah, broken 8-track. Thanks, No Face. And I am old enough to know what that is, too. Thanks a lot.
I know. It's wrong. It's wrong.
But... Yeah.
How about a 78? How about a 78? You got that one?
78. Is that the smaller record?
Yeah.
Okay.
Goes on a faster speed.
Yeah. But like if my focus is on bringing out the smaller streamers, on showing their channels, their clips to the audience, please don't distract them from what I'm trying to do, because what I'm trying to do is also to encourage those smaller channels to keep going, because they have the least amount of support.
Yeah.
I'm a small channel, but I am trying with what I have to support those other channels. And I want to celebrate their wins. I want to celebrate their great ideas to bring attention to the fight against Scientology. I don't want people coming in and bringing an issue in that doesn't need to be discussed while we're celebrating those small channels.
It's inappropriate. It
is.
It's rude. It's
Yeah.
They get banned, right? Or timed out.
Luckily, neither has had to happen so far. It only
Good.
happened once on Monday, and that person made a statement of, "Oh, I'll leave. I guess you're not for DOA." I didn't say whether I was or I wasn't.
Right.
I just said I would appreciate it if you didn't discuss that here now. It's distracting for me. I'm like, we've all seen it. The dog who says, "Oh, squirrel." I'm literally like that. If I'm trying to discuss something, I can't even type something that I'm not saying because my brain does not allow me to work that way. I see messages going by that are not what I'm trying to talk about, and I can't focus on what it is I'm trying to talk about. It's just a courtesy thing. It has nothing to do with who I like or don't like. I would do the same thing if they were talking about pup groomer.
Yeah.
And she wasn't here. If they're talking about pup groomer and she's here, she can handle them herself. But I know that. It's a distraction.
I agree.
False equivalencies.
Yes. Yeah.
This means that. This means that. Bullshit. Stop it.
Yeah.
And there
I know
are
people are doing it in other streams.
Well, I know that in pup groomers, you feel safe no matter what streams you're coming from, whether it's Nomstead in Alaska, whether it's crickets, whether it's DOAs, whether it's everyone is pretty much welcome in there. Half of the time we're just chit-chatting. And if there's someone that you don't agree with, then you just, either I'll talk to you later, or you try to watch Mona trying to eat more snacks than she should.
Yes. Exactly. I mean, if people are able to go into Pup's late night stream and be respectful there, then I don't understand why they're not also capable of doing that everywhere else.
Pup doesn't need to be everywhere in order for that to happen, one would think, wouldn't one?
Yeah.
One would think people are grown adults and learned how to do this.
Yep. Exactly.
I gotta get going, y'all. It was great
I understand.
to see you.
Thank you, Carrie Ann, very much. I appreciate you popping in.
You're
Thank you,
very
Carrie
welcome.
Ann.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Bridge.
It was nice meeting you too, Carrie Ann.
Becky, you take care. I
You
will see you
too.
as soon as I find the leave button. I'll see y'all later.
I know. It was my goal to confuse all you StreamYard users by using Restream.
Well, I can't see the chat, so it's kind of a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, this is all new to me, so it doesn't matter. I'm just confused, period. So.
No worries. I've been using Restream for a few weeks, and I'm still very confused. So we're good. We're all good here.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good from what I see here.
Well, thank you. And I do appreciate you popping on as well. And um, like I I knew that there was a chance that we might not get um, people willing to speak up from their version other than in chat, and in chat is fine too. I don't have a problem with that, but there is also the option to come on screen even with your camera off like Becky, and say your piece, because sometimes it's easier to say it than type it. So I wanted to give the opportunity. Okay, we've still got DJ Nico hanging out in the chat. He's supposed to be going to sleep.
Yeah, he has to turn that phone off for that to happen.
I know, but it's so hard, right?
I
You
know
know,
it is.
Scooter Mom, I haven't slept in 24 hours.
Oh, Becky.
Yes, you see, that's what happens when you don't go into Pup Groomer stream and you don't hear
Mona
Scooter Mom
snoring.
talking about. No, Scooter. Oh, that is the best. She really does make me sleepy because she sounds. You know what? I wonder if that's what it was.
Well, see, Becky, and Mona was really snoring last night. I mean,
The thing is that sometimes I say I'm going to do some knitting, some reading, and I'm trying to do, and I know that if I hop onto Pup, I won't be out of there until you tell her it's time for us. Notice I say us to go to sleep.
yes, I'm the resident timekeeper in Pup's late night chat.
She is. Or else Pup will get screamed by her doctor.
Because Pup's husband will rat on her. Yes, no face, Mona is ambient noise.
Oh, I love hearing her. I find myself like really relaxed when I hear Mona snoring,
Yeah.
because it's not. And I love you, hubby. It's not like when my husband is snoring where you just gotta want to elbow them.
Well, I mean, it's about Mona. She's so cute and so sweet, and she's a dog, and so of course she can't help her snoring. We assume that humans can help it.
My husband gave me this look like you snore more louder than I do. No, it's the rhythm of her snore. I don't know what it is. It's the rhythm of her. It's almost kind of like when a baby is snoring, when they have that little. I don't know what it is. It's just something so cute about Mona snoring. And it
Yeah.
really does calm me down, especially after, let's say, a day at mom's where it's go, 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 go. And then I'll hop on there and you just hear Mona snoring.
I think, personally, my opinion about Mona snoring and how comforting it sounds is because you just know that that dog is so comfortable and content.
Yeah.
And if she is feeling comfortable and content and secure, then
Yeah.
that just carries on over to us and makes us feel the same way. That's my feeling on it. Oh, thank you, No Face. I am the timekeeper. And don't you forget about it. No, I don't think Mona cares if we hear her snoring either. Sorry, Bridge. I don't think I've ever seen you in Pup's chat, but I mean, she has had a lot of lurkers too. So, I mean, she's been told that people sleep to her stream.
I probably do end up falling asleep to it just because I come home from work, and if I go on, then I wake up and my phone's right next to me, and I'm like,
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, it's just, uh, we're usually not talking about anything
Yeah, in
spectacular.
particular. Yeah, no.
But it's just a nice decompression stream. So you never know who's going to be there. But I mean, Pup is very clear that everybody is expected to be respectful of each other, and she's got enough mods that they will be taken care of if
Mm-hmm.
they're not. And she does not often get trolls. If she doesn't take care of them, her mods will.
He does.
And Spicy Pup is fun. She's
Oh,
not fun for the trolls, but she's
yeah.
fun for us.
Spicy pup.
You know, her southern accent really comes out when
Oh
she's
boy, does it.
spicy.
Yep. It twerks her noodle. I can't even say it right.
But I thought it wasn't twerk. I thought it was something else. Is
it
that twerk?
torques her noodle, but for the longest time I thought she was saying twerks.
Yes, that's what I thought it was. Twerk. And I'm all like, until I asked, well, how does a noodle twerk? Or how do you
Yeah.
twerk on a noodle?
Oh.
And let's not go into boil peanuts.
Oh yeah. Yep. Boiled peanuts.
Boiled peanuts.
Oh, Pup.
Oh, hi, Pop. I didn't see you there. Literally.
Oh gosh. Yeah. I mean, we get silly sometimes, often.
Yeah.
But we have fun, and it's just a very relaxed situation. And a lot of times people are just watching Pup do her crafts,
Or
and
trying to.
or trying to. Yeah. And yeah, like it's sometimes it's amazing how quickly 3 hours passes. So
Yeah.
I am the one who has to keep track of time,
Yeah.
because she is actually under strict orders to get her backside into bed and sleeping by midnight. So
Hmm.
that's why I am the timekeeper.
Well, I
So
mean, I used to do streams until 5 in the morning.
I remember I was never sleeping,
Yeah.
Becky. At least
Yeah.
now I have a chance.
Uh, well, neither was Pop. She was in my
I
stream.
know. I know. But at least you two are in the same time zone.
I used to
Oh.
have all kinds. You know, it amazed me how many people were up at that time
Mhm.
in the streams, and half of us, just some of them are on the East Coast, so we were
Mhm.
talking 3 a.m. here, it's 6 a.m. And they were. I didn't know how many people had trouble sleeping.
Mhm. Yeah.
Just quite a few.
Insomniacs unite.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting to see your whole house there, Bridge.
I know. I'm getting something for my fridge. There to work.
No worries.
Trying to get a drink. I can open it.
How's the storm? Is it a slow storm, a fast storm?
It's a hurricane.
Yeah.
Oh, it did. Oh, so it is the hurricane. I don't
Yeah.
know why I heard it was gonna be a tropical storm.
Well, I think it starts off that way, and then they all hope, and then they all just throw spaghetti at the map, and then next thing you know, it's a hurricane. So, I think
Hmm.
it's heading towards Tallahassee now. The last I checked, we've just gotten a lot of winds, but I'm about 10 miles away from the beach, so there's might be 6 to 7 feet of water.
Oy.
over there. So all the beaches
Yikes.
are closed unless you're a storm
I
chaser.
would
You're out.
hope so.
But
You
Mm-hmm.
see, I'm from California. I've never been. I've been in a really nasty, horrible storms in Wyoming and Colorado, but I'm in California. I don't know what a hurricane tornado is. I know what an earthquake feels like.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and also you also get tornado warnings too. So
Oh, wow.
because there's so many after effects with the hurricane. It's water, rain, wind, hurricanes. It's crazy, but hopefully, I don't know. It won't leave that much of a disaster. But school's closed for 3 days. That's so fun.
Oh, yeah. You're going to be shoving the kids out the door, right?
Monday.
So,
Yeah.
what are you doing to occupy the time?
Well, you're hoping that every single time your lights flicker, power is not going to go out. That's number one.
Ah,
um, that's but right now I'm just, well, here I am. I'm on, YouTube. But I was trying to do some other things. I have some work to do that I'm supposed to be doing and some paperwork and stuff like that. But here I am. Laundry, um, all the fun stuff. I
Well,
went outside just to see if there was any stuff. One of our flower pots broke, but that's about it.
oh.
okay.
Procrastination is one of my specialties, so I'm happy to help you with that.
Yeah. I don't know if I need help with it, but I'll take it.
um,
No face.
You're in a house.
No face is so silly. I love seeing him in chat.
yeah.
It might be the bridge I'm hiding under. I don't know.
Oh well, yeah. I guess I've pretty much said everything that I wanted to say. I have no
Same
problem
here.
continuing the stream for as long as people want to, but I know that there are other things that people might want to do. Uh, I mean,
I'm late to
I
Coco's.
Uh-oh.
uh oh. He's
It's
he's
okay.
got a lot of those special bracelets, Becky.
Uh-oh. I'm gonna tell him to go talk to you.
That's not fair. I can't run from it.
No, you cannot. No, but you can go faster than he can.
Oh.
You know what? You should Mickey Mouse your scooter to make it go a little faster.
Oh, honey, I wish I could. I'm trying to get a new scooter. My current scooter is about 20 years old.
Oh
So,
wow.
yeah, it's definitely letting me know that it's just about had the biscuit. So,
Oh
You
no.
should bring it to Compton. I saw this guy was in a scooter, and when I tell you he owned that scooter, he had put lights on it, and in the back, he had this big old boom box that
oh
lit
my
up
God.
every. It was, but you know what? You can tell me. I would be like, because right now they wanted me on a walker, and I was all like, nope, I'm not going on a walker. Nope, it's not gonna
Yeah.
happen. Nope, it's not. He would probably be the type that would have put little lights all over the walker and kept on walking. Yeah, it was actually I thought it was because they were LED lights, so it would pulsate to the music. They would come on and
Oh
off to the
wow.
music. I mean, the guy hooked up his scooter.
Yeah. But
But
then you
they
need
just
a separate
Mhm.
battery source or they drain the battery.
I don't, like I said, this was in Compton, so they're going to
Hmm.
rig everything. I mean, they
Yeah.
will rig it to the point where it was probably running on AA batteries for 3 years. I don't know. People get creative.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, when there's not that much money, people get creative. You find ways of just doing you know. We used to
Yeah.
really go out on our bicycles and in our skates, and we didn't have. I shouldn't say we didn't have much, because I didn't even realize that we didn't have much, because everybody in our area pretty much didn't have much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made do with what we had. Did Bridge leave?
I think she's having some phone issues. She was
Ah,
trying, and she's back, and she still
okay.
seems to be having some camera issues on the phone for some reason.
Gotcha. It's probably the storm. But thank you so much, Scooter Mom. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
No worries.
Um, Thank you, everybody, for being here and letting us speak so openly. I do
Yeah.
appreciate each and every one of you guys.
Well, thank you for coming on and speaking so openly. So, you know.
Thank you, Scooter. I'm like, I don't think there's any other way I could do it,
Yeah.
even if I try.
Yeah. I hear ya.
But
I do hear ya.
I will be seeing you around chats. Let me go tiptoe into Poe on the go.
Good luck
I'm gonna
with
just go
that.
in there. Why? I'll talk to you later. Take care, Scooter Mom. Bye, everybody.
Okay. Bye, Becky.
And now, how do I get out of here? Hold on. Oh, Dios mío. This one is a little harder. Hold on. I don't know how to get out of here.
There should be a red leave button. Oh, I guess she found it because she's gone. If anybody else wants to hop on, otherwise, I think I'm gonna probably. I'm putting the link in the chat. I think. Crap, stupid thing. There. Last call. I don't do Minnesota goodbyes, but I do last call. If nobody else wants to join me, then we'll end it, because it has been about 2.5 hours, and looks like maybe I'm having a little connection issue at the moment, and we're still here. Are you still there, people? I think we're all still here. If nobody else wants to join me, then I think I will end the stream. But I do want to thank you all for coming in and for being respectful, which, I mean, I only said once or twice, right? And I just hope, I don't expect that this one stream is going to magically make everything better. I have no illusions there. But I hope that moving forward we can remember that we all have more in common than we have differences. And if we could remember that and give each other some grace, and importantly, give the second and third gems or the survivors some grace, because they don't have the years of social experience that a lot of us have. They are now going through that, and they're all in different stages of learning that, or still trying to pull their heads out of the sand in some cases, in some ways. And if we could just try to have some patience and some grace, and not go charging in to defend them. We all have um, survivors that we closely identify with. And that's fine. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's a parasocial relationship, and we're all going to have that, especially in these days with YouTube and all the internet stuff. I'm sorry, I just sounded so boomer there, because I am a boomer. But with all the different social media apps, there's a lot of parasocial relationships that go on, and it just means having a close identifying relationship with someone that you actually don't know in real life, and that's okay, because for in some cases that's all some people have for a variety of reasons. Some of it may be because they have a disability and they can't get out to socialize any other way. Some people have had so much trauma that they don't trust dealing with people on a face-to-face basis. I'm sure that there are many other reasons that I am not thinking of, because brain farts are us. But if we could try to remember that and not go in like an attacking army because someone is feeling hurt because of something someone else did or said, and let them handle it, they will eventually handle it. I think the SPTV community / space would be better off. And don't participate when someone goes in and starts behaving badly. Let the mods deal with it. Don't include your 2 cents. It's not necessarily to contribute to it. It just takes away further from the intention of the stream. And I'm now going to get off my high horse, because I don't like heights, and I shouldn't have been up there to begin with, because I am certainly far from perfect. And I have had my moments where I have responded to trolls too. And now I try to pull my hands away from the keyboard before I write a check that I don't need anybody cashing. So maybe we can just support each other in reminding each other to let the mods deal with it. I don't see anyone else joining, so I guess I will say have a good evening. I will probably see some of you later in Pups. I'm not sure if I'm going to be anywhere else on the streams tonight. But I hope you all have a good evening, and you take care of each other. And I'm just going to say it because I say it at the end of every Scooter report, and it happens to go with the theme of the no theme stream tonight. Like who you want to like, and watch who you want to watch, and don't